Good morning, everybody. My name is Tom. This is a channel called Daily Bread, and it's a motivational channel, a feel-good channel. And how many of us, so many times in our life, go through things, and how do you feel? We don't talk about it, but today it's going to be just kind of a short message, and we're going to talk about God and things. And I made some notes here. How was life? How is your life? How do you wake up happy? Do you wake up sad in your life? Do you feel like this is a great day for yourself? Are you not feeling well? Are you not feeling in a good frame of mind? I think sometimes, including myself, we're not always going to be, happy. We're not going to see cake and ice cream every day. We're going to feel sad sometimes. We're going to feel happy sometimes. We're just going to feel sometimes just things aren't going your way. Maybe it's your job or your relationship or something in your life is just not going well. And it could be many different things. It could be health. It could be welfare of the family. Maybe some of your family is sick. But we often sometimes think, and whatever we think in our mind is who we are. And if we get in our mindset that we're going to talk and think this way, we end up being that person and that type of personality. And I think a lot of times people should really think about things and maybe not dwell on things so much that are negative. Maybe that are things going on in your life, and maybe you have some toxic people around you. Maybe there's people around you that are toxic and kind of giving you a bad attitude. When I was younger, I was at a job. There's a lot of stress in the job. I was responsible. I worked as a store manager for a supermarket. Then I became district manager, and a lot of responsibility, phone calls in the night, and problems and theft. And you guys understand the scenarios there. Because anytime you're dealing with public, you're going to have many problems. Anyway, we had a situation where I woke up in the middle of the night with a phone call, and I said, oh boy, you got the phone, and it's a robbery and things like that. And I said, well, this is going to ruin my day. As I'm driving there to the store, I said to myself, I said that, right? This is going to ruin my day. I'm not going to let it ruin my day. So I started looking at things and looking at the people around me. I had some toxic people. I was stressed out. I was working. I was drinking, smoking cigars, smoking a pipe, just a lot of drinking. I said, maybe I'm just doing too much drinking. Maybe it's me and drinking. And it was not if I drank every day. I didn't go drink a drink every day. Maybe it was because Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, Saturday I would have off sometimes, rarely, but I would work Sunday. Or it'd be vice versa. But sometimes I would just drink that day. Not drink all day, but drink in the evening when I was done for the day. Because you had to mow yard, you had to do laundry, you have your life. So I would drink, and then sometimes during the week I would catch myself catching a beer or two along with the guys after work. Before it'd be one night, then it started getting in 2 nights. Before you know it, I'm drinking almost every night. I get off work, and I'm working 12, 14 hours a day. So how tired am I? Plus the alcohol in my system. I said, I've got to eliminate my environment. I got to eliminate the guys who are being toxic because I'm getting bad attitude. I'm drinking and driving. Number one thing not to do. And I said, something's going to happen if I'm not careful. I quit. That's it. Done. Went through many years not doing anything, drinking like that. And of course, I get another job and I get into things. And I have to because I got to take the clients out for dinner. And I got to take it. It's always easy. Well, give me a small beer, and then one beer leads to two, and two leads to three, and three leads to four. Before you know it, I'm gaining weight, and all that happened. So you have to really get rid of the toxic people in the environment that you're in. So I ended up quitting that job. Was it because of drinking and the clients? Yeah, maybe. Because I was out every night. I had to take clients out. I had, wine and dine. Don't let things get you down. Remember, your thoughts is who you are. I think our minds control our feelings. They control what we think about, when we think about things, who we're with, who we're associating with, If you have a relationship that's not going well, you got to talk it out and get it squared away. I think I always was influenced by the environment I was in. I think all of us do get to that way, and we're part of it because of the bosses we have and the people we have around us. If our boss drinks, we end up drinking. If our boss doesn't drink and he's Christian, we end up being like that. Oh, sure, if you've been used to doing it before, we end up doing what other people do. And I always tell Laura, always be a leader, not a follower. And I tell her that. But make sure you're a leader that's a leader that don't go down the wrong paths too, because that can happen. I often thought to myself sometimes, I was happy or sad, and I think that my mindset was controlling who I was, and it was really true. Because if you have one thing happen bad, but so I would have things happen bad in my life, and they would take over my mindset, and I would have bad thoughts, I would have all these bad feelings, and that mind, and it would go on, and I'm thinking, there's all bad thoughts. Before you know it, I'm not sleeping, and I have 6 hours of bad thoughts. Or maybe somebody did something wrong to me, and I had bad thoughts about them. Oh, I wish they did this, this. So you really have to take the time and listen to what you're thinking, and think about what you're thinking. Think positive. Positive will give you longer life. Positive will give you a better feeling. I sometimes I think that things changed for me when I decided to change the people I was around, the environment. Did I find myself lonely? I did. I found myself in situations where I felt alone, and there was times where I was married before, and our marriage, it was going fine and everything was fine, but I was working so much, but I ended up losing a relationship because I worked so much. But really in the long run, that person was not willing to work it out, because he wanted to be close to the mother. They wanted to be back home. But then, well, why didn't you want to try to work it out? So I've had that situation happen to me, and I had to deal with that, and that was really a downer for me, because I had 2 boys. That was a downer. I was really down and out for years. Because you make the money, and I paid the child support, and time the child support was paid. I paid that religiously, every week or bi-weekly, depending on my check. They would just take it out, or I had them take it out, and then I would send it, or they would send it, whatever. It was the time, and before you had to do it yourself. Now it's automatically done. But back in those days, I just went ahead and paid it. I'd become friends with the lady down at the clerk office, because I'd be down there on a whatever day, and I'd bring her a donut, and we'd chit-chat for a few minutes. But it got to the point to where I was down there all the time, and my money was limited. So I was living limited. But my responsibility was to the children and to take care of them, and I did. So I think sometimes you really have to look at that and think about that also. I wanted to, during those times, I wanted to just, I'm done. I'm tired of working all the time, and I have no money. I'm tired of having no money at all. I'm tired of working, and I'm tired of having nothing. So I had a choice to make, either live happy or sad. Even though I had nothing, I made the best of it. If I didn't have, for an example, $20, I'm using this example. If I didn't have $20 a day in my pocket to go do something, I didn't do it. Back in those days, $20 was a lot of money. You had $20 in your pocket to spend every day. You were rich, right? That's $400 a month. Well, when you're making $300 a week, or $400 a week, I mean, back in those days, I'm talking in the 70s. I'm talking in the 80s. $300, $400, $500, $600, a lot of money. And if you're making $1,000, it's still a lot of money. And I think that's what you have to look at. I mean, $1,000 is a lot of money back in those days. But during those times, I was making anywhere from $400 to $600, $700, depending on the job, and it was good jobs. And in some cases, I had a company car, so that enhanced a lot in company gas, credit card, and either a credit card and or pay for it myself. So they would some would front the money, like $100 a week or whatever, and then I would pay my gas out of that and any kind of incidentals I would have, and they would just front that. At the end, they would take that money back out of my check. If something happened and I quit or I got fired. And a lot of times too, I'd complain, because we're all complainers. Let's face it. How many people on here, or how many people in general, complain? I think I'm one of the ones that I'm probably the worst complainer there is. I complain. I still have to catch myself. I still complain. Am I perfect? I'm a sinner, man. Am I perfect? No. And and then you have people in your life that touch things in their life, and no matter what they touch, they're rich. No matter what they do, they're rich. It seems like, right? Guys, gets a job. I remember my neighbor, he was cartoonist for Disney. And he gets a job. He was struggling there, but he gets a job. And he never worked. So he became a cartoonist. He never had a job. A guy was 20-something years old, never had a job. But got lucky. A guy got him a job at Disney because he's a cartoonist. Got the job. Next thing I know, he's driving a Porsche. Wow, how much he make? Next thing I know, he's redoing the house and cutting everything off, and everything's fantastic. Buys another car for his wife. It's just really, and he wasn't working, his wife was working. And before you know it, he was here, she was working, and he had everything he wanted. Going on these long trips, France, England, all over the place. But yet I'm sitting there and struggling, in my mind, because I'm paying this. So did I get mad? I did. Was I jealous? Yeah, I was jealous. But I had to catch myself. I had to have the Lord Heavenly Father to come into my life and say, hey, stop this. Stop being this. Stop having this in your mind. Take 3 or 4 minutes every day to thank the God for everything that you have, and thank the Heavenly Father that you have a life. Number 2 is thank God that you're going well and things are going well for you. And number 3 is if things aren't going well for you, what can you do to solve it? If you have toxic people in your relationship, it's like sometimes, a guy was telling me I have toxic people in the church, and he's a Baptist, Southern Baptist, and he said I have toxic people in church. Everything you turn around is sour. Everything they do is sour. Everything I do is sour. They complain about everything all the time. What do I do about that? I said confront them. Tell them stop being sour. If they don't confront, just acknowledge them or don't acknowledge them. I mean, they're church members, so you're not going to kick them out. This is the Lord's house. So you just tell them, quit complaining to me. If you're going to complain to someone else. I don't want to hear any complaints. Unless it's something I can solve. The toilet stopped up in the bathroom, or you need more pens and pencils for the atrium outside, or you need this, or you need that, or we need more food in the kitchen, or we need coffee. That's what you tell me. I don't want to hear anything about complaining about other members or anything about that. And it gets to the point sometimes, even me, I found myself that people complain to me about something all the time. I said, there's nothing I can do about that. But people will complain. So don't be so negative. Including myself. Tom, don't be so negative. So I work on that. I work on that religiously. And I think we should always think about that. What matters in life is sometimes what you believe in your mind. And if you believe that you're sick, you'll be sick. If you believe you're going to be happy, you're going to be happy. When you feel bad, maybe you want to think about positive things to try to get your life back better. You can't help it if you have the flu. You can't help it if you're sick. Something will happen to you if you're not careful in a positive way that can actually bring you out of that negativity. Sometimes when I think things are bad and things are ending to me in my world, I think of positive things, and sometimes it helps me. Another thing that helps me is I think of someone that I could help. And sometimes it'd take a day or 2 days or a week or 2 weeks or sometimes an hour or 5 minutes and someone I could help. An example would be neighbor next door. I just happened to notice one day. I said, you have slippers. I'm in the Philippines, everybody knows. And they said, yeah. And I said, where are they? They said, over there. And the thing was broke, where you put your toe in, broke. I said, is that the best you got? And this little girl, she's in 8th and 9th grade. I said, what about Daddy? Daddy have good slippers? I said, I already see. So I said, Ruth, go to town and buy this. And if you can find something for them, it's maybe a dress or something. She said, we have dresses here. Ours got plenty of dresses we can filter over that way. And if they need to be seamed up or opened up, we have seamstress down right next door. But they didn't. Everything was fine. So that was the need. We took care of the need. And as we were there, we noticed they didn't. I said, how's the rice? So we don't have any rice. Sir, we don't have any rice. You don't have any rice? You have food? What'd you eat this morning? We had a little rice left over, but we don't have any rice today. Is Daddy going to bring some home? I don't know. And I said, call Daddy. Let me know. Daddy, she called Daddy. No, we don't. I don't get paid until. So, no worries. We got rice. I got 50 kilo over here. So go over and take, 20 kilo over there. And that's what you do. And boy, I felt good. I forgot all my worries. What was in my mind? I don't know. It's gone. It disappeared. So everything was in my mind that I was thinking about and saying, oh, well, okay. It's gone. So what a positive note that is. So you always think about that. See, they talk about it a lot of times, and feel good, see good, and not evil. In Amos 5:14, that you may live. And so the Lord thy God will be with you, as you have said. Always look for the good in things. Galatians 6:9 and 10. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in thy season we will reap and do not give up. The Heavenly Father, sometimes we have bitterness and we have hate and we have people that hate, and sometimes we have that bitterness that we can't really get rid of. It's in our heart, and we're bitter because of maybe our life not going well. We're bitter because things aren't going the way that we want it to go. Let's face it, what makes us sad is things are not going the way we want it to go. Either people are treating you bad, people are not giving you the guidance that you need, people are not giving you the help that you need, you have a hard heart that you can't seem to break, things that you're trying to think positive but you're not thinking. I have to tell you, my mother was sick one time. My mother was really sick. She smoked for a lot of years, okay? And her lungs were just shot. She had to be on oxygen 24 hours a day, and she was just in bad shape, and she would cough up phlegm all the time. And my mother always coughed. I tell mother as I was a kid, quit smoking. I mean, the drapes in the house were yellow. That's how much smoke's in the house. I mean, my dad and my mother, there's cartons of cigarettes. There'd be like 3, 4, 5 cartons. They go grab a pack, before you know it, here comes Dad again, a couple more cartons. That drawer is always full of cigarettes. And the thing of it is, I'm not kidding you, the ashtray would be a big one, not these little ones. There'd be one there, one over there, one over there, and they'd all be full. My mother would be smoking like crazy, so would my dad. Habit. It's just habit, eating. It's like eating, habit. So I told her, I said, we got to do something. So we put her on, she has oxygen and she's on, but she had this ability. No matter what was happening in her life, it's happening. No matter what. Mom, I'm great. I'm great to be alive today because the Lord Heavenly Father's in my life. I'm doing good. She went to the hospital, and she had some incidents where she goes to the hospital. They didn't think she'd make it tonight. They're calling us. Get there. We get there. And she popped right on up. I'm hungry. Can we go? I want to make some pancakes. Can we go home and make some pancakes? I want to make them, Mom. She's that way. I want to take care of you boys. Mom, no, we're going to stop over here. No, I'm going home to make them. How about I make them? Nope, you can't cook. You boys can cook. I'll cook. That's what that person was. She'd be, wobbling over there. She'd cook. That's what she enjoyed. Taking care of her boys. Taking care of her family. That's what her enjoyment was. That was my mother. And my mother enjoyed that so much, it brought her out of it. Because guess what? She's doing something to help someone. So when you're down and out and you're not feeling well and you're not doing well, she would do that. Do something for someone else. Her hospital bill was $1 million one time. $1 million. She said, it's okay. I said, Mom. She said, it's okay. God will take care of it. Really, Mom? It's $1 million. It's $1 million. It's okay. I have insurance. It'll take care of it. If it don't, it's okay. God will take care of it. Guess what she paid of that bill, $1 million? $500. Insurance took care of it all. $1 million. The $500 was transportation between point A to point B from one hospital to another through the ambulance. And that's what the ambulance charged, $500. And they wouldn't cover that. She had to pay that. She just paid $500. But my mother had this ability, which caused us to have this ability, It was incredible. Sometimes to say, Tom, do you ever break down? Yes, I break down. You don't know it. Sure, I go home. Do I cry? Yeah, I cry. Have I cried? Yeah, many times. What caused you to cry? Well, this and this and this and this and this and this and this. I go home and I cry. Either I pray or don't pray, or I forget to pray because I'm too involved in my life. And that's what happens. You get too involved in your life and you don't pray, or you don't forget to pray and you don't think about it. And then you realize, man, maybe I should have prayed a little longer, or maybe I should have done this. And you realize maybe that things aren't as bad as they seem. Because no matter what, if you're healthy, you're okay, it's okay. You pray and you can figure it out. As long as you got a mind. As long as you're taking care of yourself. And as my mother would say to me, even when, how's the job? I wish you were always, how's my boys? I want to hear, tell me how's your job? My mom, my job is fine. Well, let me tell you what happened to me. And then she get talking with her. So you sit and listen to her. Whether she talked for 1 hour or 10 hours, it didn't matter to me. My mama would talk. That's okay. I'd put the phone down. I'd hear being in the bathroom or be making me something. You still there? Yeah, I'm here, Ma. I'm over here getting me a drink. Which are we there? Or I'm cooking. It's okay. Oh, no, I'll go now. No, Mom, keep talking. I'm listening. Because that's my mother, and that's who she was. And you know what? It actually puts you in a better mood because you talk to your mother and she's put you in a better mood because she's telling her stories in her life. And she went down to the beautician and had her hair done. And I saw Allie Mae, and that's okay. Because you know what? It made me feel good because it was my mother, my mama. What happens to people is they forget where they come from, and they forget to appreciate the people that they took care of them during the time whenever they were growing up and not doing well. They either appreciate them only at the convenient times, and whenever it comes down to the time of need, people aren't there. People aren't there. So, for an example is, I recently, one of my friends reached out to me. He's having a problem. He had to have an affidavit signed for a job. And I said, I'll sign it. I can tell you that you worked for me for this period of time, which he had in the past. He goes, you will? I go, yeah, I'll sign it and I'll have it notarized. Whatever I need to do, I'll help you because you did. He says, but Tom, it's recent job. And I said, well, what recently can you do? Come out here for a day and do this, and I can tell him to do this for a period of time. Okay. So I did it, filled it out, sent it, and he submitted it to school for this requirement he had to have for school. And I forget what it was, $20. And he didn't have the $20. Okay, here's $20. Go to school, turn in your papers, this, that, and other. So you know what he did? He came back and he worked here more. Why? There is he. Okay, we'd come in and eat, we'd eat. Then he'd say, okay, I said, hold on, I gotta pay you. Hold on, let me go get my wallet. No, it's free. Free? Why? Well, you took care of me here, you did here. But see, he was down and out at that time. What made him feel good was me helping him during that time, and he tells me later on as he's leaving, because he couldn't tell me face to face. Because to show face, lose value. I said, it's okay, you can tell me what it is. Never be afraid of losing face-to-face value. One of the hardest things in the world is just tell it like it is. It's the hardest thing in the world. Sometimes it's hard, too hard. There are times when you can tell it like it is, but the good thing about the Word of God and what's in the Bible is God can tell you what it is, and listen to the Word of God in the Bible, because His Word is the Word, and the Word is God, right? If it wasn't for God breathing the Word into us, we would not understand one thing God is saying to us. When God made Adam and Eve, He made Adam, and of course He made Eve, and He breathed the Word into them so they can understand. Just like we understand when God speaks to us. God will speak to you in many different ways. He'll either speak to you in word, through the mind, sleeping, setting, talking, walking, or whatever. Those thoughts that pop into your mind, sometimes are your thoughts, but sometimes they're God's thoughts, or an angel telling you, or someone. And don't think you don't have a guardian angel. Everybody's got somebody watches over them. I know that I have, and I've been saved many times because I no way in the world falling off a roof should I have lived with my hand cut and cut a main artery to my heart, but yet I lived. And the hospital was 20 minutes away. Normally, within 3 to 5 minutes, you're gone. And can a man withstand falling 5 or 6 floors? I landed. You know how I landed? I landed and rolled, and with my hand bleeding. God was there. Hey, someone's down there. And when I landed, I didn't feel anything. No scrapes, no scratches on my legs, no scratches on my arms, nothing. There's nothing except my hand was cut. Because I laid my hand on a clay tile, you know, the clay tiles, and I laid my hand on it, cut all through all my gloves, like razor sharp. So when I landed, I get up and I go, oh, my hand, my hand. So I'm wrapping it up, when you see him, you know, doing bleeding. And I'm going across the field into this place to get to the main office, to get to find my guy that's working with me to find it. So I radio him, hey, meet me at so-and-so. Well, it's not like 1,000 feet away. It's 1,000 feet. It's further than that. It's a long way. It's a long way because this is a really big property I was on. So I said to myself, Lord, be with me. Help me everything be okay. The guy never drove a stick before. He's driving my truck. He never drove a stick. The thing died 5 times. I said, listen, just put it in first gear, put it in second gear, and go. And I told him how to do it. H, 1, 2, 10, 20. And I explained it to him. 10, 20, shift, stay. Go. If you feel good, go to the top of H. He goes, oh, wow, I can drive now. Yeah, it's that easy. Give me the hospital. Get in the hospital. No doctors. And guess what? The doctor happened to walk in. He'd been at a party, been drinking. So I said, it's okay. Fix my hand. Lord was with me. I want everybody I want to thank everybody for always watching my videos and this new channel coming up. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. It's called Daily Bread. I may change the name, but I kind of like the name, Daily Bread. Because we all need bread during the day, don't we? God bless. I'll see you guys next time.